Hello everybody and happy Sunday. I just got paid and that means I'm going to go through how I spent my money and saved my money for my first paycheck in April. As you guys know from my last video, I was expecting a raise and I did get that. You'll see how much it is later on in the video. Also, I am in some serious need to recover some losses from some crazy spending that I did last month. It's not necessarily going the greatest, but there is still some time to turn it around. With there being, while I'm filming this, it's the 11th, so there's only been about 2-ish weeks, not even, of the month, and I have spent more than half of my spending budget. However, again, I do think that we can turn that around. So let's just go through the numbers and then you guys can let me know what you think afterwards. And for those of you who are new, my name is Bo. I'm 31 years old. I live in Seattle, Washington, and I am on a journey to reach $1 million net worth before retirement age. So if you are interested or if you're on that journey too, please stick around, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you're not new, welcome back. Okay, let's get started with my bills. So I have some good news for bills. I have a few new developments. First being that I actually am not going to have a rent increase, so that's great. My apartment building was gracious towards us and they only raised it $40, and my husband said he's just gonna pay that, so it's gonna stay $1,300 for me for the next year until June of next year. And then the other big development is that I quit my yoga membership. I kind of joined on somewhat of a whim, and the instructor that I liked left. The friend that I signed on with is also leaving, so it's like, why am I doing this? So I quit that, which means I have an extra $139 to my name, which is great. Also, I paid for groceries, and that was $125. And then I also paid for electricity, which was $58.17. The last thing that I paid for was YouTube, which was $25.37. And then everything else is gonna come later on in the month. So let's just move on to some housekeeping items, saving and stuff like that. So even though I don't have much left over after the fact, I did save and invest pretty aggressively this month. I saved $1,000 and put it into my high yield savings account, which brought me to $31,000 and some change. And then I invested $1,000 in my individual brokerage account. We have been doing a lot of investment talk on this channel lately. The markets have been such a roller coaster. The last 2 to 4 days have been crazy ups and crazy downs. The video that I made where I talked about losing 77% of my year-to-date gains, I'm glad I posted it when I did, but literally the day after I made $9 grand in one day. You guys all saw it. The administration was being accused of insider trading. It was crazy. And then again today, when I'm filming this, Friday the 11th of April, it was another pretty up day. I think I'm looking at gaining around 3 grand. So we're not back at our all-time highs, but it's a pretty nice recovery that if you had sold or if you had freaked out and exited your positions, you would not have recouped any of those losses. So this is just another reason why it's good to stay the course and not make a rash decision. But anyways, I'm getting beside myself. So let's just move on to the investment part. So yes, on the 10th, I was able to throw in $1,000, which brings us to a total of 12,366.67. Again, the goal here is to get to 12,000, and we are sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4.1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're at $9,166 invested this year, which is great. So we have 3 grand left to invest, and then that goal will have been met, and I will just continue to move past it. Last, we have these beans. Again, I saved another 1,000, so I'm just gonna add 2 beans to this savings jar here. All right, so now that we're done with our housekeeping, we've saved, invested, and recorded all of that. We've marked down all of our bills. Let's move on to the month of April so that I can show you guys the damage that I've done so far this month. I also have my 3 goals up here. Main one is to spend less than I did in March. I think that's completely doable, which is why I didn't put a number on it. The second one is to save $2,500. I've already saved $2,000, so $500 to go. And then to keep miscellaneous spending at or below $400, we'll see. I think it's kind of redundant to the first one, but I'm gonna get either or. If I can get this one, then I'll for sure get that one, but we'll see how it goes. And also my birthday is on the 23rd, just saying. I'm gonna be 32 in like 2-ish weeks, so that's crazy. Just a little aside there. Now let's get into the numbers. All right, so you guys already know the drill. I wrote all of this out beforehand so that I didn't waste anybody's time. I've already gotten paid my bank interest, which is now $89.53, which is, you know, impressive, especially since the rates have dropped a few times. They used to be at like 5%, and now mine is, I think, at 3.88%. So I'm still getting almost $100 a month. And I'm just gonna keep putting money in there until it's not feasible for me to do that. And my first check came, it was $2,489.63. So as I told you guys, I was expecting a raise, and if you look at this, it doesn't look any different than it usually does, right? My raise every check is looking like it's gonna be $26. So yeah, I got paid, got my $26 raise. And yeah, so we're just gonna wait for the second paycheck of the month. I don't know if my raise was reflected on the full payment period or just 1 week, but as of right now, it's looking like I'm gonna get $40 a month for my raise. Taxes really, they ravage my paychecks. So that is why, unless I make a significant change, my income most likely won't raise too much. It's kind of like stuck where it is. And because the industry that I'm in right now is kind of rough, I can't necessarily leave, nor do I want to, because I like my company, but I just gotta think of something, you guys, because a $26 raise for everything that I do is painful. What I'm planning for my total budgeted expenses right now is looking like $2,379.99. Now, I made this budget before I quit yoga, so I'm actually gonna cross that out. And then also, my rent is just gonna stay the same, which is fine. If we look over here, as you can see, I've spent a ton of money already. And let's just see how much money we're looking at. I am sitting at $285.74 right now, which means that out of $400, which is what I wanted to spend for the month, I am sitting at $114.26 left. $18.26 left to spend. Now, the problem is that we have 3-ish more weeks left of the month. And I don't know how I'm going to stretch this because I have a hiking trip planned. I have 2 other hangouts planned with friends, and $114 divided by 3 hangouts. And none of them include my husband, right? So when I do hang out with my husband, sometimes it costs as well. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make that work, but we'll see. Maybe the fact that I quit yoga will still even out. You know, my dog doesn't always need to be paid for either every single month. So that's an extra $239 that will probably allow me to stay under this number. I'd rather not use that though. So I'd rather not use those 2 figures as a buffer. I would rather stay under the 400, and I'm going to try to. So we'll see. how I'm going to be able to stretch this money, and I'll keep you guys updated. So that is everything for my first April paycheck. We are looking okay. Bills are paid, money is saved. And with my philosophy here, as you can see, after everything is said and done, and I saved the $2,000, the $2,000 and paid so many bills. Right now I have $280-ish left in my bank account. And that is supposed to last me until I get paid again in 2 weeks. And even though it makes my checking account kind of empty, I still strongly believe in paying myself first and paying myself the most. So that's why the first thing I do as soon as I get paid at 10 p.m. on Thursday night, I'm in bed waiting for 10:15 p.m. When I get paid, I immediately move it to Fidelity, move it to my high yield savings account, pay bills, and then the last 200 or so that's in my account is just in my account. And even though it's feeling a little bit bare this month, I feel like if I just stay the course, it'll feel a lot better in May and going forward. So that is the plan so far. I'm gonna try really hard not to spend too much money going forward, but I'll keep you guys updated. I'll try not to fill up this whole page, but again, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below on how your April is going, how you're riding the stock market changes, or if you're not riding it, which is fine, right? If you're still sitting on the sidelines, there's a few of you who are you paying attention? Just keep your eyes on what's happening. Keep your eyes on the news, right? Because this is a great time to just kind of get in the mix of what's happening and see how the news is affecting the markets. It's such a crazy time right now to be investing, and I'm having fun. I don't know. I know a lot of people are saying that it's a negative thing, and it is for people who are about to retire and who need to withdraw from their retirement accounts. And they might be low right now, but if you are in your 20s and 30s, this is a fun time. So take advantage of this time if you can. Just keep your eyes open and let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling with everything going on in April. And I will see you all in the next video.